I've been lied on and told to relax. I've been pressed down and slicked back. I've been stared at and attacked, told not to go into the waters because I will shrink up like the cold hearts of standards. I've been told that I can't be professional. I'm too big and too loud. That I must conform to make people feel comfortable. But I'm tired. But I'm tired.
What made me decide to go natural was to go back to my roots, basically. Connect with my ancestors and be able to connect spiritually. And because natural hair is who we are as women. And I feel like most of the time we kind of forget that, being caught up in the way media says fit as a black woman is supposed to be.
My friends loved it. My friends were really excited to see my new hairstyle. They thought it was so bold of me to cut my hair off because I think any woman deciding to cut their hair off is a big deal. So a lot of my friends supported and were really excited about the results.
My friends, or who I thought were my friends at the time, were pretty mean about seeing my fro when I wore it out at school. They called me a lot of mean things. They called me soul sister. They asked me if I got electrocuted and why I didn't do my hair, or they just laughed.
My parents were less excited. For my parents, sign of beauty was hair and having long hair. Especially my mother, who growing up, she would always be focused on different types of treatments and how healthy my hair was. And it kind of was like a status symbol in a sense.
In 1444, Europeans traded on the west coast of Africa with people wearing elaborate hairstyles, including locks, plaits, and twists. In 1619, when the first slaves were brought to Jamestown, African language, culture, and grooming traditions began to disappear. During the 1700s, calling black hair wool, many whites dehumanized slaves. The more elaborate African hairstyles cannot be emulated. In the 1800s, without the combs and herbal treatments used in Africa, slaves relied on bacon grease, butter, and kerosene as hair conditioners and cleansers. Lighter-skinned, straight-haired slaves commanded higher prices at auction than darker, more kinky-haired ones. Internalizing color consciousness, many promoted the idea that blacks with dark skin and kinky hair are less attractive and worth less. 1865. Slavery ends, but whites look upon black women who style their hair like white women as well-adjusted. Good hair becomes a prerequisite for entering certain schools, churches, social groups, and business networks.
I feel like a lot of women look at ads, they look at things in media, and they look to see what is beauty and how to identify with it. And with me, that ended up being very difficult because when I went natural over 10 years ago, there was no one to look at. There was no one that had a texture like mine. So it was hard because everything that was put out there media-wise was straight hair, was long hair, everything that I did not no longer actually relate to. So I feel like that's what women see, but now it is definitely changing. We have ads, we have billboards, we have actresses embracing their natural, so I feel like it's moving in a good direction.
I feel like it's the media that helps us signify what beauty is. It's sad, but it's true. For example, since we're talking about the Afro-Latina culture, think about novellas, and who do we see on the novellas? The fair skin, the straight hair. That is our Latina. That is the beauty of the Latina. She's fair skinned, she has beautiful long hair. So we don't see people who are dark skinned, and we don't see people with Afro textured hair.
Everyone has all of these celebrities on their Instagram page, their Facebook page, and they portray, I guess, one way you're supposed to look, with the long hair, the big booty, made up stuff, basically, not really who you are behind closed doors. And I feel like that sends a negative message to certain females that aren't strong enough to look past that and like, okay, well, I can be this and still be a woman and still get, you know, praise from men or, you know, praise from yourself. Like, I am a woman.
I think we get the ideas of standards of beauty from everything around us. You know, I think the biggest contributor to that is definitely the media, but I also think that that families are also a big thing. I know for me, hair was a status symbol. How long your hair was, how it flowed, all that was a status symbol. And I still remember, like, my cousins in Haiti, we were like in competition over who would get their hair relaxed first. And when my cousin wrote me a letter and told me that she had just relaxed her hair, and I was so jealous because my hair, I don't think I ever had my hair longer than past my shoulders, like over there, because I would never take care of my hair. I'd always have to cut the ends. So it would always be this kind of competition. And people always talking about how she's so beautiful, and I would never hear that about me. So I think family definitely reinforced that message of what beauty looked like. I didn't have anyone in my family that was natural, so that wasn't the norm for me. It wasn't normal.
I want to know my hair again, to own it, to delight in it again, to recall my earliest mirrored reflection when there was no beginning. Before I knew that my hair could be wrong. The wrong color, the wrong texture, the wrong amount of curl or straight. Before hot combs and thick grease and smell burning lye, all guaranteed to transform me, to slicken the coarse, resistant wool that represents me. Before I lost the right to me. Before I knew that the burden of beauty or lack of it for an entire race of people could be tied up with my hair and me.
Paulette M. Caldwell.
Professional appearance. Well-groomed professional appearance. Well-groomed appearance. 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 Professional well-groomed appearance. Ponytails, pigtails, widely spaced individual hanging locks, and braids which protrude from the head are not authorized. 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 Wigs or hairpieces, meaning women's grooming standards, are authorized for wear by personnel while in uniform or duty status. Wigs or hairpieces shall be of good quality and fit, present a natural appearance, and conform to the grooming standards set forth in these regulations. They shall not interfere with the proper performance of duty nor present a safety or FOD, foreign object damage hazard.
I want to tell you that I'm just fine the way that I am because of my qualities. I stand out without trying. I may take a little bit more time, and I'm unique. I've been through the toughest of times, and my coils hold a history and past that not many of you may understand. But this crown on my head is something that will last forever.